We are back on the walk, episode 2. Yeah, the goal is obviously number one to be consistent. I mean, that's the crazy part about it is I'm a little older, not old, just a little older, and because I have a little bit of experience, you can look back and have decades worth of experiences to look back upon. Uh, when you start something and you finish it, the outcome you get, that's the benefit of age, is you get the wisdom from the actions of yourself and those around you. That's why I always wanted to be old. So, because ultimately, we all gonna make mistakes. We all gonna, want to do the right thing, but the outcome is invariant, invariance. You know what I'm saying? Like you have some control over. Obviously, you have all the control over your actions and stuff like that. But the outcome of what you're trying to do or what you're doing, that's variant, depending on a bunch of different factors. So anyway, when you get to look back on stuff or take the time, especially why I love walking in the morning, because you get to take the time to do it. It doesn't have to be a whole soliloquy in your mind about the past and all this stuff, but you know, life is fluid. It's forever moving. Like you're never gonna be in the same spot doing the same thing for a super long time. I mean, even if let's say you're a basketball player, right? And you grew up playing hoop. You know what I mean? And then you made it to your ultimate destination. You made it to the NBA. So you're about in your early teens, in your 20s. But at some point, playing basketball as a career, that's going to come to an end. That's life in general for everybody. It doesn't matter what you're doing. At some point, whatever you're doing is going to come to an end. So at some point along the way, you develop certain skills that can be applicable to other areas of life or things that you want to do. But that's a journey thing, right? Some of the stuff you can read in books, sure, I roll with that. But a lot of the stuff, you know, it's relationships, it's how you deal with people, how you deal with yourself, right? Because inevitably you're gonna get into a stressful situation, right? In life in general, and this is something I struggle with personally. Is like not knowing how to handle that the right way, right? Like the way that's gonna get. When I say right, what I mean by right is the way that's gonna produce the most constructive result, right? So somebody didn't get hurt, somebody not sad, whatever. The right way is you make a decision and it produces a constructive result, not something destructive. So that's the balance. I don't want to ramble or whatever. This is on a walk, but that's the that's the balance that you get with age. And one of the one of the things that I don't want to make these more than like 5 minutes. So one of the things that I will say, I'm always when I was growing up, I had I had OGs around me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the OGs around me, they were they wanted to help, but I didn't. Let's just say I put it on myself. I won't even put it on nobody. So I wasn't ready to receive their guidance. I had to be young. I had to do my thing. I had to figure it out on my own. You know what I mean? And I understand that that's the vigor of youth. Yo, I want to go have all these experiences y'all talking about. So as I get older, I'm like, man, that's dope. I totally understand that. Never stop nobody from doing that or whatever. All I could ever do is share the experiences I had when doing certain things. That's it. And that's not to say that you will have the same experience. Maybe it's quote unquote better. Maybe it's quote unquote worse. I don't know. It's not my job to police people in that way. I just share kind of what I've been through and what the sum of all this is as I get older, I look back on my life, the good times, the bad times, and all the in between. This space that we live in now in time, where our communication is on the internet, our interactions with other people is on the internet, and I spoke about this in episode one, but it's gonna be the underlying thing of every one of these for real, because ultimately I care about people. Like I think what I'm doing is I'm trying my very best to be the best possible version that I could be. Now I'm not perfect, but like that's a daily exercise. It's to just like I play sports, it's like it was a daily exercise to do drills and practice. It was a daily exercise. That's how you improve, and like that's what I'm doing, striving to do for myself. It's like our interactions that we have with one another, man. Like, man, like I know it's trolling, and I know it's having fun, and I know you don't think it matters, but I'll just put it like this, man. It's people who have suffered the consequences of their actions on the internet every single day. Every single day. And the thing is like you can be found. This is a new word, came out maybe like 5 or 10 years ago. It's called doxing. And it's where people find who you are based on your internet persona, whatever the case may be is. So you could be found. So like, and I'm not talking about be found for violence. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be found. You could lose your job. You just impacting a whole bunch of lives in a non-constructive way by doing all the trolling online and making like it's not. There's no point. And the reason why this thought was in my mind this morning. Again, like I said, man, I don't want to ramble. This one's gonna be 10. We're going for 10. I'm still walking. And the reason why this was on my mind this morning, right, is like I was thinking about there's a basketball player. I have no personal ties to this, but I see a lot of stuff on the internet. Some stuff, people, oh, just pass it off, just pass it off. But when you're an empathetic person, it's very hard to just like pass certain stuff off, especially when it's ignorant. Young brother playing basketball, trying to figure life out, man. You know what I mean? Making positivity videos, putting them on the internet, just trying to uplift himself. You can see it. He's trying to uplift himself and he's sharing his journey with other people, man. But then you got people on the internet making fun of him. And it's like, jokes are jokes. Jokes are jokes. Somebody fall, whatever is funny, blah, blah, blah. But like, jokes are jokes. I get it. I get it. I'm not whatever. But you gotta, you hiding behind anonymous accounts to be the worst possible version of yourself that you can be. What, take a step back real quick and think about what that means. It's a joke. All right. All right. So here's the thing. The next time you're trying to make a positive impact in your life for something that means so much to you, it's cool for everybody to joke on that and make fun of you and try to make you look bad on the internet in front of everybody. Once they find out who you are, because they will. So you're saying that's cool. It's just something to think about, man. It's just That goes for everybody. It's just something to think about. Like, jokes are jokes. We get it. But the trolling, the trashing people, the bashing people all day, this person sucks, blah, 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 whatever. Like, at some point, you got to, like, humanize what you're doing. And you're on the internet and you're not talking to somebody directly or looking in them eyes and seeing their body language. So you're saying and you're doing things that you never would say ever to that person or about that person with them in the same room. That's not okay in general. That's not a culture that I want to be a part of. And personally, my use of these platforms is changing. At one point I wanted to, it's like a very crude example, but not really. It's like in high school, right? Or school. It's not like you were trying to be a cool. Well, I never was like. It's not like you were trying to be a cool kid. You know what I'm saying? Like that either happened or it didn't. But somewhere around the bend, you was the cool kids of your little group you was in. You feel me? And so like I understand the tribalism aspect of society, but the culture of being like, and this is the thing, man. Like you are the association that you keep, which is why one of the first scriptures I ever memorized ever in my life was 1 Corinthians 15:33. These are wise words, whether they came from the Bible, written by God, or by your uncle. Bad associations spoil useful habits. Bad associations spoil useful habits. So I say all that to say, internet's cool, man. Whatever. The bulk of our, I don't, I don't know if the bulk of our interactions with each other should be had there. Um, I think it's a dangerous place to be, especially for the kids. But I'm gonna come back to that later time. Man, 12 minutes. I was walking for like 30 minutes, maybe like 20, 30 minutes before I started recording because I was listening to something. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this, and I know this is not going to be for everybody, but I pray that it reaches those that it's for. You know, got to keep, got to keep trying to be the best versions of ourselves, man. We got to, we got to, we got to. It's the only way that we're going to be able to. We're already imperfect. We're already gonna do things the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? We're already gonna approach a situation and react to it negatively or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, just like along the way though, like just I think, man, we just try to like be a better version. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, y'all be love. Peace.